What's up, YouTube? So, getting ready to do something a little bit different today. Today we're going to the movies. So, it's a nice, bright, sunshiny day. And yeah, we're getting ready to get it. So, oops, just turned off. So just bought my ticket. Shit, I need gas. I've got time for that. I don't ever do this. I bought this G7X Mark II a long time ago with the intention of doing vlogs and stuff like that, but I never did. Seemed like it was a much better idea than it was. And it's not a bad idea, it's that I just don't do it. Wow, that is a beautiful dog. Wow. All right, see you guys at the theater.
Girl, just to drive here. Just try.
Alright, so, wow, am I zoomed in? Alright, so literally it's hot up in this bitch. Apparently, it's hot as hell, so I guess that officially means that spring is here. So, just got out of the movie, and it was good. It was one of those things. I mean, there was a few things that I had issues with this movie, but I mean, I wouldn't even say issues. There were some things that I think that I would have probably made some different choices, or wish he had made some different choices. So much, it's not the regular horror movie. It's not that. This is definitely more of a horror movie than Get Out was, but it's a thriller type movie. I think, you know, based on the previews, we thought it was a horror movie, but it's not. This is really a home invasion movie and a survival movie for the most part. Man, what you looking at me for, bro? But this is definitely a lot different than what I normally do, because I normally go home after watching the movie, and if I review it that day, I eventually will kind of forget some of the points that I really want to talk about. But right now everything's really fresh. So first and foremost, I just thought everybody did a really good job in this film. Lupita Nyong'o does a phenomenal job. I can assure you she won't get an Oscar nomination, but honestly, I think that she should. She did great. She carried the entire movie, and I thought that that was actually really cool that was the case. I mean, she carried this movie on her shoulders. Everybody else was along for the ride. They all did a really good job. It's really cool, honestly, to also see Winston Duke doing something else. other than what we've seen in Black Panther. Not that he didn't do a good job there. I mean, it shows that he actually has some more depth to his acting and the comedic parts of the movie. Some people might think that they're a little misplaced, but at times I would say they were. But, you know, that's, you know, obviously we're talking about a comedian. Previous, I guess, is Jordan Peele really a previous comedian? I mean, a natural comedian is definitely going to probably work some comedy in there. This definitely has more comedy in the movie than Get Out does. Way more comedy than Get Out does. And it lands. The comedy, he definitely sticks the landing with a lot of it. There were times that some of the comedy felt that it was a little bit out of place. It didn't ruin anything for me, but it definitely took me out of the mode that I was in terms of, you know, how I was feeling. You know, they would say something and I would be like, well, that's a really shitty time to make a joke like that. One thing that I did find sort of humorous when Lupita Nyong'o was, when they were playing I Got Five on It, she was in the back seat talking to her kid. Come on, get on the rhythm. Did anybody notice that she actually wasn't on rhythm with the song? She wasn't terribly offbeat, but she definitely wasn't catching the beat like I know for a fact that she should have. So Lupita Nyong'o's younger self wanders off and they're at like a fair or some sort of thing like that. And she wanders down the hill, down to a beach, and then into like a haunted mirror house or something like that. One of the things that I find, because before she wanders off, is the mom says, don't go anywhere. She's left with her dad. You know, what kid wanders off onto a deserted beach and wanders into a house of mirrors or whatever, haunted house of mirrors? At no point is she scared until the power goes out. I don't know what the hell that was about. I know that's some shit that I wouldn't have done. The child literally wanders off right after the dad or the mom says don't wander off, and then how the dad doesn't notice it is beyond me as well. So, and then that's when the movie picks up. So she's an adult now and she has her own family. She's married and they're going on a vacation to, I'm assuming, her childhood grandparents' house. I think she said something about her grandmother's house. She obviously is a little bit leery about going back based on what happened to her. You've seen the preview where the kid is kind of wandering around, the son is wandering around the beach and sees the guy that's just standing there and blood's dripping from his fingers, and Lupita Nyong'o's character loses her mind and, you know, trying to find her child, and goes back to the house after they get the family together. She wants to leave, and then that's when the doppelgangers show up. I would talk about some things that sort of bothered me a little bit is, and you need these things in order to have a good horror movie. These things bother me in movies. The husband was a dick. She wanted to go home. He was like, you know, I don't understand why you want to leave. Clearly she's not enjoying this trip. Wasn't very supportive. I would say for myself, I would have been the opposite. When she said she wanted to go home in the middle of the night, we'd be packing up the fucking car. She definitely was not herself. She was terrified of something. She tried to explain it to him and he really wasn't buying anything that she was saying. And again, you write movies like that because you need that sort of interaction with your movie. You need to feel connected in that way, even if it's in a way where you're like, that makes no damn sense. You spend your time questioning their decisions. When you hear a noise, go check it out in the movie. But in real life, we're probably not really doing that. At least I know I'm not. Like, who in the hell goes outside in the middle of the night not knowing what in the hell is out there? Like, I'm a man and shit. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm a kind of like, don't mess with me kind of dude in my mind, you know, and all men, all real men are like that. Like, we're like, you know, don't mess with me. You got a wife, you got 2 kids in the house, and you think the smartest thing is for you to go outside with a bat and say some stupid shit like, now if you want to get busy, we can get busy. What in the hell are you doing? And you definitely had me saying that shit. Like, what in the hell are you doing? I'll say it again. I'm a man and shit, but I'm not going outside. What the hell's wrong with you? But I find it very funny that after everything started, he wasn't quite as badass anymore. He went from being like, if you want to get busy, we can get busy, to, man, please just stop. Just stop. You should have stayed your ass in the house, Abraham. Just stay in the house. Some of the music choices, some of it just really wasn't well placed for me. So the other thing that I thought was entertaining is So she calls 911, and I can only assume that the time frame that it was taking, because, you know, she was saying that that's too long, that's too long. They apparently told her it would be like 14 minutes for them to show up, which the police never showed up. I'm guessing that's probably because other people were experiencing other home invasions. But what should your next decision be? Do you leave? Do you stay? At that point, it was already too late because they had already showed up. A couple other things that I didn't quite understand. And again, this is just how my mind works at times. So when they go down into the tunnels, which apparently everybody lived in these tunnels. Okay, so what the hell were they eating? And then they showed that they had rabbits. Okay, so if they were eating the rabbits, what were the rabbits eating? It's not really relevant. It didn't ruin anything for me, but you know, I'm the kind of person that really digs into simple stuff like that. Overall, I think Jordan Peele is a freaking genius. He's that guy that is willing to take risk and do things that probably a lot of other directors are probably not willing to do at this moment in time. If you've seen this movie, tell me, what do you think? Put it in the comment box below. If this is your first time to my channel, feel free to be a part of my subscribe squad and hit the bell. That way you know when I load anything new. We're gonna get out of here. I don't really know what I'm gonna do next in terms of this vlog style video. Also, yeah, please tell me if this is something that you actually like. Not really sure if it is my style, but it definitely is different. Let's do it. Peace.